Testing. What about now? What about now? It's showing some things moving right now. So, you guys should be hearing something right now. I kind of see the little things moving right there. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Somebody says still no. So I hear it, got it. Okay. So I'm just making sure that you guys can hear me. Are you guys hearing me now? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Like, even right now, you guys can still hear me? Okay. I'm just checking. Something needs to, okay, good. All right, so I appreciate you guys all being here. One of those little weird things right there. Of course, there's nothing on my side. That's something that they kind of do every now and then. It's like I leave everything up there like it should be, and all of a sudden the sound and everything seems to be a little weird. Let's see. But anyway, if there's a delay and it seems weird with my mouth, I'll just put this little part right here. That way you don't have to see my mouth moving or anything like that. Does that okay? All right. Anyway, glad that you guys are here. Appreciate you guys all being here and everything. Robot voice. What? Hold on. Let me see something. I want to make sure this stuff is right for y'all. I don't want y'all just. Okay. What about now? Does it sound better now? Do I still sound like Megatron or whoever you guys said? Does it sound better now? The robot voice gone. Fado. How does it sound now? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. Appreciate you guys. All right. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thanks for looking out for me, folks. Appreciate that. My lip readers and all you guys. So anyway, uh, glad that you guys are all here. Appreciate you all being here and all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day. And I'm going to go ahead and get right on into this since I've already wasted time trying to get the sound together that somehow became disconnected in some strange way. Anyway, so bring you guys to this story right here where a judge orders Biden administration to turn over Fauci and Jean-Pierre misinformation emails sent to social media giants. Again, the judge orders Biden administration to turn over Fauci, Jean-Pierre, their misinformation emails sent to social media giants. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre, Dr. Anthony Fauci emails to Facebook, social media giants must be turned over in 21 days is what this right here says. Now, I'm already go ahead and jump into this a little bit with my own thoughts on this. Instantly, I think that they shouldn't give them no time period. You know what I mean? Reason why I say that is because if those emails were done at the time that they were done, like way back when, I don't know if this might have been a year and a half ago or years ago. It doesn't even matter. If those emails were out then, why did they get 21 days to release them? I mean, the emails are old. Y'all know what I mean? In my line of work, we have to use emails all the time, right? So what is that 21 days going to do? Is it possible that there's some expert out there that might be behind like a computer, one of those really smart IT people, computer programmers, whoever may be, coders? Is it possible they can get into something like this and end up changing it around? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. To me, I would say immediately release the emails right now. No 21 days because the emails are already written. They've already been sent. Release them immediately. That's my thought on that right there. So anyway, let me get back to the subject at hand with the reading article right here. A federal judge in Louisiana ruled Tuesday that the Biden administration has 21 days to turn over all relevant emails sent by the White House press secretary Karen Jean-Pierre and Dr. Anthony Fauci to social media platforms regarding alleged misinformation and censorship of social media content. The decision by Judge Terry Doughty, who was appointed by former President Trump, came as part of a lawsuit filed in May by Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt and Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry, accusing the Biden administration of suppressing the constitutionally protected right of free speech on elections, the COVID-19 lab leak theory, coronavirus-related lockdowns, and other issues. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I know I did that just to mess with y'all. Anyway, again, it said they came by the judge who said that they were being sued, pretty much accusing the Biden administration of suppressing the constitutionally protected right to free speech on elections, the COVID-19 lab leak theory, coronavirus-related lockdowns, and other issues. The Justice Department objected to handling what? No, hold on. The Justice Department objected to handing over the email correspondence under executive privilege and presidential communications privilege. But Dowdy decided the court believes plaintiffs are entitled to external communications by Jean-Pierre and Dr. Anthony Fauci in their capacities as White House press secretary and chief medical advisor to the president to the third-party social media platforms. Schmidt, who is running for U.S. Senate in Missouri, announced the development regarding his lawsuit on Twitter. In their initial filing, he and Landry argued that having threatened social media platforms for years to censor viewpoints and speakers disfavored by the left, senior government officials in the executive branch have moved into a phase of open collusion with the social media platforms under the, I might be saying this wrong, Orwellian guise of halting. I know I might be saying this wrong, but I don't care. It says open collusion with social media platforms under the Orwellian guise of halting so-called disinformation, misinformation, or malinformation. As a result of these actions, there has been an unprecedented rise of censorship and suppression of free speech, including core political speech on social media platforms, the lawsuit says. Not just fringe views, but perfectly legitimate, responsible viewpoints and speakers have been unlawfully and unconstitutionally threatened in the modern public square. In response to the ruling, an administration official told Fox News that as a general matter, as we have said over and over again since the beginning of the administration in our battle against COVID-19, it has been critical for the American people to have access to factual, accurate, science-based information. Now I gotta jump off on this a little bit, y'all. I'm sorry. Those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys all were here whenever I was being censored. How many times have y'all seen where I got censored or I got kicked off of YouTube or they pulled down a video? You guys are telling me, hey, Ty, there's like 2 freaking security passages we got to go through of questions before they let us watch your video. Because as a medical professional, we can't give our opinion, right? Because it was being censored as misinformation and disinformation or medical misinformation. And I told you guys, I still got it up here right now, and I made sure I screenshot it because I don't know what may come of this. But YouTube definitely has done that to me over and over again. And whenever I do get with YouTube, which I record the whole conversation between me and YouTube, yeah, I record the whole conversation. Like you chat with them. It's amazing that YouTube don't allow you to call in and talk to an actual human being or anything like that, which that's another thing right there, which I feel they should put something into law to allow you to talk to a customer service person at YouTube. Because YouTube, all they got to do is email you and they can just say nope. That's what they can do. They can just say, nope, this is our final answer. They don't give you no rhyme, no reason. They just say, well, in our policy, it says this. And I'll come back to them and say, well, I looked at your policy and it says nothing about what you guys are claiming that I did. Well, they'll say, oh, well, we pass it on to our upper level agent person. The upper level agent person to get back with me and say, oh, we looked over the video X, Y, and Z and we still found that there was medical misinformation. I'm like, where? At what point? Point it out to me. Point out to me in this video where you said I did some medical misinformation at. They won't answer me then. See what I'm saying? It's wrong that they can do that. No, that's why I would rather talk to you on the phone. So you have to prove to me and show me versus just sending me an email. They can just get away with that. Then you can't even write them no more over to solve the issue. So anyway, and we've seen what they've done. We've seen what they did to people like Crowder, different things like that. Because who are they to say, if I told you guys right now, if you have a headache, right? For example, if you have a headache, and I've used this before, you have a headache, right? I can tell you, oh, well, you know, there's Tylenol, you know, there's NSAIDs. We call them non-steroidal. I'm having a brain. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That's why in the medical profession, we always use the abbreviation. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, NSAIDs. That's what I meant by that. You know, ibuprofen. You can take Tylenol. You maybe want to try some Aleve, naproxen. You know, maybe you want to try some Excedrin, something like that. My point in saying all that is that if I was to say that on my channel right now and YouTube got me for misinformation, how can they sit there and say that's medical misinformation when you do take Tylenol, ibuprofen, NSAIDs, ibuprofen, Excedrin, Aleve, naproxen, all these different things, you take those for headaches, for them to turn around and say, nope, medical information. So if Dr. Anthony Fauci got on here right now and said, The only thing we want people to take the only thing that people should be taking for headaches is 100% Vicodin. We want them to take Vicodin, but if you get somebody like me to get on there and say, well, guess what? Tylenol also helps with headache. So does naproxen, so does Excedrin with caffeine, and it definitely works really fast. If I got on there and said that, you telling me they can flag me for medical misinformation when they do indeed help with headaches. Y'all get my point? So what I'm saying, when it came down to this, you know what, that been going on around the world, that messed with everybody globally, whenever those things was going around, and we were telling people, this is what they're using to treat that ailment, we get hit for medical misinformation, they just shut my channel down for a week. All because of what we possibly getting ready to find out right here, but we don't know yet. That's the thing. We don't know what these emails are going to consist of. So anyway, let me get back to this, but I just want to throw that out there for y'all. How they were silencing us. Okay. It says, we believe and we support freedom of speech, and we also believe it is important for all media platforms, including social media, to represent factual scientific information and combat misinformation and disinformation that can cost lives, the official concluded. Responding to Fox News' request for comment about ruling on the emails, Jean-Pierre and Fauci, Andy Stone, the communications director of Meta, formerly known as Facebook, referred to his public tweet published last week regarding the lawsuit. This is at least third major news cycle about our work with the CDC to address harmful misinformation about COVID, and the least informative, Stone tweeted September 1st, days before the ruling. Right? This is what it says. It says this is at least the third major news cycle about our work with the CDC to address harmful misinformation about COVID, and the least informative. This is what Stone tweeted on September the 1st, days before the ruling. So this also says, we announced that we would be doing this in 2020 during the Trump administration. But what came of it? So when it comes down to it, unless there's somebody out there that already kind of know possibly what these emails might have included, I don't know, but it would be good though. It would be awesome that if right now, if they were able to talk to Zuckerberg again and ask him, what did Fauci and Jean-Pierre so-called misinformation emails send to you guys? And this is what's going to be really, really crazy. And I hope, I'm going to talk to an attorney that I know really well, but I hope that with this being said, that we will be able to come back and show proof of how different things that I said. Because I told you guys, right now, I record all my videos. Some people use YouTube live streaming, right? They'll use YouTube. If you record live on YouTube and you get done, unless you find some way to download your own video, that video is YouTube. I use other streaming services because I'm recording this segment right now. So all those videos that YouTube so-called flagged me for misinformation, medical misinformation, if they come out to a point to where they say, okay, Jean-Pierre and Dr. Fauci wrote these social media platforms that told them if anybody talks about taking X, Y, and Z to combat this C word that's been going around, y'all know what I'm talking about. If anybody say you can take this or take that or take this to combat that C word, the number that comes after 18, mark all those people for medical misinformation. Now, YouTube will take that on, right? Which I'm pretty sure that most people that work for YouTube are not medical professionals. That's why when I was arguing with them, I'm like, how are you going to tell me what's medical misinformation when you guys are not medical professionals? Well, according to our policy, no, well, then point out in your policy what it is that I did and said that's medical misinformation. Because right now, what they got, I know I was making YouTube upset. I sent them a link. I said, watch this link right here. There's a woman on there who is making different drinks, whatever like that, from plant oil and all stuff like that, saying that these right here will help you grow your limbs back. She's on there telling this to people, to some combat veterans and people that are casualties of war who have lost limbs. If you just drink this concoction that I made up for at least 6 months, you will be able to grow back your limb. YouTube got this lady on there all day. She's still on there right now, telling people to drink a certain type of concoction that she has come up with for them to grow their limbs back. But then I get on there and talk about these are the things that could combat the so-called C, the number that comes after 18 word, that these are things that people are using in the medical field right now that's combating that, and people are being 90+ some % effective and successful with it. I get hit with medical misinformation for spreading disinformation. But then this woman can grow limbs back by drinking a certain concoction, but her videos are still up right now. Y'all see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying that for is, to me, I feel like if there is to be, I hope that there's going to be some class action lawsuit for real. That would be awesome if there's a class action lawsuit, because I have every video that they ever hit me with for medical misinformation. I even have videos up there of me not even saying a word. I have videos of the Pfizer CEO saying, you're going to need to get extra booster after this because it's not effective right now. For the British is not effective. I'm not going to say what he said because they might try to use my words right now, but y'all see what I'm getting at. He flat out said, yes, so apparently you're going to have to use another booster because it's another bit non-effective against this. It's a non-effective against the transmission. He said all these things. I played his video of what he said without me saying a word. YouTube hit me for medical misinformation. I wrote them and said, I didn't say that. This is the CEO of Pfizer saying this himself. I didn't say a word. And you guys hit me for medical misinformation. Told me to look at your policy. When this guy, not only that, then I showed YouTube, there are thousands of other videos up of this guy across news platforms, Fox News, Yahoo, Google News. This same video is put up here by you guys as well on your own stuff. So why did I get hit with medical misinformation? Well, our AI made a oh, bull crap. Your AI didn't make no mistake. I told him flat out. I said, I know, because there's somebody I know that work for YouTube. You guys have a special mark next to my name, a asterisk or something like that next to my name, that if I post anything, you automatically going to flag it. That's why, guys, I can post a video about cute baby sheeps. I can post a video about the cutest little baby lambs, right? Baby lambs, just baby lambs. And right when I put the video up there, it instantly get the little yellow mark on there for pretty much demonetized. So how is that when the video hasn't even been posted yet? So I know it. When they come for you, they come for you. But it's all kinds of stuff that's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all, look, I don't have nothing against any of you that did what you thought was best for you. And you went on ahead and did what you thought was best for you when it came to getting that jab. But at the same time, I hope that nothing bad escalates from that, because we do know of all kinds of issues and ailments that came with that. We do know this. I'm not going to get no more into it because y'all know how they're going to do. Next thing you know, this video is going to get hit with something else again. But anyway, I want to ask you, the listening audience, within these emails, do you think that that's what those emails are going to consist of? Do you think that those emails are going to consist of them flat out saying, hey, if anybody's speaking about ivermectin, flag it. If anybody's speaking about hydroxychloroquine, flag it. If anybody's speaking about zinc, flag it. If anybody's speaking on these certain things, then flag it. Now, YouTube, I did not say use those things for that. I said that they were speaking about those things. So don't try to twist my words and make it seem like you just gave medical misinformation by telling people to take this for that. I didn't say that. I said if they have an email that went out that said if anybody talks about ivermectin, or if they talk about hydroxychloroquine, if they talk about zinc, if they talk about the iodine, and if they talk about if that's what the email consists of, then what YouTube did, they took this advice from them, knowing good and well that I don't care just because Dr. Fauci is like the person that they look up to being in the White House. He's not the ultimate doctor. Just like right now, Dr. Fauci cannot sit there and tell no orthopedist how to treat a patient or what to give a patient after a patient has surgery, something like that. He can't do that, right? Doctors all have their own opinions. You can go to an orthopedic doctor in St. Louis. You can go to an orthopedic doctor in Chicago. Both of those doctors will prescribe two different types of medications to help treat you with whatever it is that you're going to be dealing with. They can prescribe two different types of antibiotics post-surgery for you. Now, for somebody to sit there and say, those doctors that's saying, I'm going to prescribe this particular type of antibiotic after this surgery, I'm going to prescribe this particular type of medication after the surgery. Some doctors use a nerve block. You know what I'm saying? In orthopedic, some of them use a nerve block after you've had, during surgery, and then they let the nerve block stay in there about 2 days after the surgery before they transition you over to medication. Now, how can somebody sit there and say, oh, that's medical misinformation? Doctors them all have their own opinion. So you have these medical doctors out there who were losing their license, who were being pretty much scalded and trying to be canceled by media and all this, because these doctors have their own opinions. But these doctors, they were so transparent with it. They were saying, you guys can come and look at my studies. You can come and look at my results. Isn't this what medicine is supposed to be about? That's letting you guys know right there that no matter what, I'm not talking about you guys that are watching me. I'm talking about you as a general public. You can sit there and easily be manipulated into believing something that's coming off of this tube right now without even testing to see if it's actually true. I mean, if they went out there and said, hey, during this pandemic, we want people to, in order to survive, everybody needs to sacrifice their left arm. You know what I'm saying? And people going out there and getting surgeries to get their left arm taken off because social media told them to, or because TV told them to, or because mainstream media told them to. Well, it is proof, Ty. There are studies out there that shows that those people that are out there that have both arms tend to have COVID a lot more than those that don't have the left arm. It's proven out there, and you should not be going around. Who are you to say, Ty? I mean, yeah, look, we might find that to be comical, but that's the legit truth. There were people out there who legitimately would do anything they told them to do because of the fear. If you want to control somebody, you can easily control somebody through fear. You can control them through anger. Plain and simple. That's why when I did sports, especially basketball, you did not do well if you talk trash to me in basketball. I would talk trash to you, get in your head. I would sit there and mess with you. Once I get you angry, I throw you off your game. Now, I learned that because it happened to me. When I first got into sports, somebody used to talk trash to me and I was taking it personally. Game got thrown off. Coach, you letting them get in your head. Quit. Oh, now I figured out they really weren't meaning what they were saying to me. They were only throwing shots to throw me off my game. In other words, they were controlling me through my anger. So now once I learned that, I'm like, oh, wow. So once I started getting into sports real good, trash talking and all that, I would talk somebody out of their game and I would be able to control them through anger, right? But I also learned that people control others through fear. It's exactly what y'all call a bully. Bully controls people through fear, right? Now, here's the thing. Notice I said a bully controls people through fear, or you could control someone through anger. Tell me why they always want to show something on the news when it comes to race relations to do what? Anger people. Because if they anger you, they can control you, right? Why do they do that? They do that because they want to control a certain group of people. Keep on showing videos of white cops killing black people or white people killing black people or anything like that. Keep on talking about how there's oppression and all this stuff like that. What you're going to do, you're going to cause people to become angry. And when they become angry, they can be easily controlled. Now, back to the bully segment. The reason why they used all that fear mongering and stuff is because they want you to go around and spread the fear. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything that's going on out there in the social media when it comes to certain ailments, you will do just as much harm by listening on TV and you going out and talking about it yourself. Like whenever I went to work, something like that, somebody came in, hey, you hear about what they saying about I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If it's nothing positive and nothing good, I don't want to hear it, because all it's going to do, you're going to end up taking that information in, that message in, and you're going to go out and spread it just like everybody else too, which what would do? It will cause fear. The whole point of it is to cause fear, because you can control somebody who's in fear. That's what bullies do. Now, there is a difference between just giving out information in an informative manner to where people will take that information in and decide what they want to do with that information. So, for example, as a director, what they had me do, and I told them, look, they gave us a form, right? If you want to take the vaccination, I didn't say which vaccination, YouTube. If you want to take the vaccination, they told me, y'all know what vaccination I'm talking about. If you want to take the vaccination, they said, here's the form. They said, if you want to decline the vaccination, here's the form. With all the information that I know, and the employees, they know what I'm about, they know what my channel is and all this. What I did, I went to each one of them. I said, guys, if you want to take the V, here's the paper. If you don't want to take the V, here's the paper. And I left. I didn't go anything like, well, I'm just telling y'all, if it was me, you know what? No, I'm not doing any of that. I don't do any of that. I know it's your choice. I don't try to make it in no way where I'm trying to be biased or anything like that. I don't try to do it and say things in a way to where we'll coerce them to do anything, because the choice is up to you. Here's the form to take it. Here's the form not to take it. That's your choice right there. Now, on the other hand, if they were to come to me personally and say, hey, Ty, you're not taking it, but can I ask you why? And I will let them know. I will let them know why I'm not taking it. Now, after that, if they decide to go and not want to take it themselves, that's still their choice. But I'm not going to, I didn't never say, my employees know, I never said to them one time, like, hey, you know, if this happens, this is what's going to, hey, you know, see, I'm not trying to do nothing to coerce them and scare them into nothing, because I want them to make that choice based off of just the information that I present. Hey, you want to know something? Read this information right here and then you make the choice. Hey, look at these different studies right here and then you make the choice. That's all. I mean, if it's the truth, it's the truth. The truth doesn't come and try to scare you into doing anything. The truth just presents itself as it is and let you make the decision. No different than how we always say this, which folks get mad when I'm always going into a simplicity, a way that's like full of just simplicity, is I say 2 + 2 is 4, right? Now, what I do, I don't try to sit there and convince you, because you don't know those individuals out there. Let's just say if you don't know how to count, I'm not going to try to convince you that 2 + 2 is 4 when you don't know how to count. I'm going to show you yourself that this is how you do it. Here go 1, here go 2, here go 3, here go 4, right? Now, when you put those together, you tell me what you get. I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not trying to coerce you. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm trying to say it in a more simpler way, because that's what people do. If I have the truth about something, I'm not going to try to coerce you into it. I'm just going to say, hey, you know, here's the information right there. Yeah, here. Okay, so this is what you want. Here's the information right there. Here, you take that, you read that, and you let me know what you want to do. If you have any questions or might have a little bit of confusion on what might be in there, then let me know. That's it. But I'm not going to try to coerce you into nothing, because again, if you present somebody with the truth, let them see it for themselves. After that, make that decision. And that's why that good book says it says you shall know the truth, right? Understand that. You shall know the truth. It didn't say let Ty Smith tell you the truth. It didn't say let social media tell you the truth. It didn't say let mainstream media tell you the truth. It's saying, in other words, it's your responsibility. You shall know the truth. But some of us are not like that. We want to be told what to do. That's not freedom, ladies and gentlemen. You are living in a world right now where, if you're an adult especially, some y'all like being, y'all just been so easily driven to be told what to do that you don't even know what it's like to even really be free. And if you do get that freedom, you wouldn't even know what to do, because you never knew what to do or how to do it, because you're so used to something or someone else telling you how to do it or what to do. That's not freedom. So that's what I'm saying. That's why it said you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. In other words, the truth is going to be so revealing, you're going to have freedom, because now you know exactly where it is. You know where things stand. Nobody's coercing you into something. I tell people all the time, you can tell me all day long, it is a beautiful day outside. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so nice outside. I'm going to go, okay, but I'm going to go and check myself. See, by me going out there and checking the weather myself and looking up at the sky, I will be able to make that observation myself and come to the conclusion that it is indeed a beautiful day. But why is it a beautiful day? It's because I went out there and I checked myself to see if it is a beautiful day. In other words, I made myself go and know the truth of what somebody told me. But no, too many people don't do that. Somebody tell y'all something, y'all go and run with it and just fly with it. Just like, oh my God, y'all, guess what? I don't mean no hate towards nobody, so don't get offended if you see me talking about this. Someone sent me a video and it said Joe Biden is no longer the president. Kamala Harris is the president. This person said they got like emails and they got all these things from these sources. And this person talking about something, I got it directly from the White House. And this was yesterday. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, stop. This person, some of the stuff y'all send me, y'all just come on now. They flat out said Joe Biden wasn't the president no more and Kamala Harris is now because something happened. This person was just so sure. I'm like, here we go again with these videos. I'm like, oh God, here we go. And here we are today. That's what I'm saying. It's just that people go and they would run with stuff. No, it wasn't QAnon or nothing like that, Double Bruce. It was just this individual. Somebody sent me, 4 different people sent me a link to this guy saying this. He's supposed to be somebody that actually gets stuff from the White House and all that. Then all of a sudden, that video is not up there today. There are people that sent me videos. You remember, as a minister, there were people that sent me videos of these prophets that were saying, oh, don't worry, folks, just keep it up. I got all this information. Donald Trump is going to be the president. Just they're going to find this out. They're going to do all this. That's why they're putting up this and doing this. I'm sitting there like, guys, stop it, because I already told y'all my spiel on prophets anyway. And now those people got to backtrack their words. I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. So much stuff is out there, but that's what I told people all the time. You are not going to be able to tell Ty Smith something and think that Ty Smith is getting ready to go and roll with it and run with it. No, I'm going to wait and I'm going to find out. And if I didn't hear from the Lord myself or something like this, I'm like, absolutely not. Because I don't understand why he would tell you something and not tell me. So these guys were all these prophets were just talking about this thing before the election and all that stuff happened. They were just saying what was going to happen and they know for sure and da-da-da-da-da. But then I told people, watch out for key words. If they keep on saying things like, y'all just keep praying, why you got to keep praying? You see what I'm saying? If God told me that, Ty, I'm going to give you a bike tomorrow, I'm not going to keep on, oh, let me just keep praying. Let me keep praying. I'm not going to keep praying. If he said he's going to do something, he's going to do it. I don't have to tell everybody to keep praying. Why? That it happens when it didn't, and it didn't. And this guy did, one of them did the same thing. I had all kind of stuff. They were all these messages coming in. No, Ty, I know this guy. I'm talking about yesterday. I know this guy, and all the stuff he talks about, it comes to be true. Da-da-da-da. Oh, no, Ty. I'm just sitting there typing it back and forth. It's not, y'all stop it. Ty, you better get your popcorn, sit back and watch the show, because on September the 7th, they're going to announce that Joe Biden is no longer the president. They're going to announce it at 9 a.m. I'm like, no, it's not. Stop. I'm just like, okay. But see what I'm saying? I have empathy towards those people, because I'm not trying to say this in no bad way and make them feel bad, but you can be so easily pulled in to something. You can be so easily pulled in to believe something, even if it is a lie. So you have to question your own mental stability for you to be that easily deceived and tricked into thinking something like that was going to happen or is going to happen. It says a lot about you. And I'm not saying it to be condescending to me. I'm just saying, take everything at a grain of salt. What I'm saying to you right now, you don't even have to believe it, and I won't even be offended by it. In fact, I will be happy that you're not believing everything that I'm saying, that you're going to research and looking things up yourself. I will be glad. That's my whole point. Because when you do things like that, that means I have nothing to hide. And if I am wrong about something and y'all say, oh, Ty, I actually looked it up and turns out X, Y, and Z, I'm going to say to you, oh, okay, well, show it to me. See, again, because I'm not just going to believe you because you said I proved you wrong or nothing like that. I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to say, okay, show it to me. Let me look the stuff over myself. And when I look into it and conclude that actually you are right, I will come back and say, oh, yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, you were right about that. I got it. Boom. Why? Because I'm the type of person where I want to search out and seek the truth about something. If I'm wrong about something and you prove me wrong, I'm going to see how I was wrong, and I will come back and let you know that you were right. It's easy. But people got too much pride. They don't like doing things like that. I tell people all the time, don't believe what I say. Don't believe it. Some of you guys that have been in with me for 4 years, y'all remember, oh my God, y'all remember how I was going back and forth with some of those ministers online that how they were saying that the world was getting ready to end. Y'all remember all that? And I'm like, no, it's not. You don't know what the Bible is saying. You taking certain things out of the Bible, taking it out of context. That's not what he said. I sat there and broke it down, and they were saying you wrong. And I told them, please stay around on my channel, because next year, coming up on October, I told, this is 3 years ago, I said next year in October, I'm going to still be here, and all my subscribers going to still be here. The world's not going to end. Then they came back, oh, well, what happened? God gave a little bit more grace time. No, stop that. Stop. See? All this so-called, I'm just being real with you, all the so-called, the world is getting ready to end and all is about to come down. Again, you're using the same tactics that we are talking about right now. You're putting fear into people. You're trying to scare them or coerce them into doing something like that. And that's not the way of Christ. That's not the way of trying to draw people or anything like that. Y'all know there's not one time on this channel where I try to convince any of y'all to get into Christianity. Not one time. I just do what I do on here. You guys email me off to the side, ask me questions. I do it there. But I don't globally and go on this whole big, huge thing like, all of you need to turn. I don't do that, because trying to have somebody be converted to Christianity based off of fear and anger is exactly a huge turnoff. I'm a minister, and I don't even like to see people come knocking on my door. I'm like, hey, look, I'm a minister. I don't need to hear that. But did you know that, look, I don't want to hear it. Look, y'all, look, this is not the way to do it, man. Nobody, that is annoying. I know this. I never went around knocking on nobody's doors or anything like that. So anyway, I don't know how I got off on that right there. But my point in saying all that is that that's what people do. You need to go and research and look things up yourself. You need to quit just relying on people giving you information and you believe in it and you're rolling with it and you're going out and preaching and teaching and talking about it yourself as if it is true when you didn't even find out if it is indeed true by researching it and knowing it for yourself. Know it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole thing. So anyway, I done went off on a rant here live on this channel right here. Got off this. What I want you guys all to do, though, if you are in here, double check to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Also, do me a favor and hit that like button so this video can be recommended. When you click the like button, that's your way of saying I recommend this particular segment right here to people that are watching. I really appreciate that if you guys do that for me. And if any of you got some questions right now, maybe I have some time to take a question. But in order for me to see your comment, in order for me to truly see your comment and you want to address it to me, you have to put the @ sign and you start to spell out modern. When you do that, it's going to bring up my icon, right? Click on my icon, type out your message. Okay, then hit enter. Or if you were on a phone or a tablet or something like that, put the @ sign, put capital MRM, take the caps lock back off so you won't be flagged by YouTube, then type out your message. Maybe I can see it. So Faith Sykes says, thank you for keeping it real. Well, sis, I really appreciate that. And thank you for that super chat right there. And I'll see if there's any other, okay, John, I do not know how to say that last name right there, but I'll give it a chance. Zodlik, John Shazodlik. John Shazodlik said, appreciate you. Appreciate that comment, sir. So I'll give it a little bit of time to see if somebody has a question right there. Sudlik. That's how you said. That's a lot of letters between that. How come you didn't just spell it like? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Ty, all false religions rely on fear and shame. Have you seen the trailer for the film My Son Hunter? No, I have not. I never even heard of that. Double Bruce, I haven't even heard of that. Okay, again, guys, I'm kind of just looking at some questions right here. And okay, Lawn Dog says, do you feel like you've taken a load off your mind, a load of frustration after conveying your thoughts to us? Lawn Dog, actually, no. What's weird is that I do this thing where I talk to a lot of my mentees or mentorees, and it's not even a load or anything like that at all. You know what I mean? Because it's almost the equivalence of, what's the word I'm looking for? You know how it is where you want people to, I don't know, I guess like, okay, for example, the way I look at this is the same way I look at when I treat my patients. I'm like so excited to be ready to give them some of this information or treat them knowing it's going to help them or knowing it's going to better them, if you get my drift. Like there's nothing better than seeing a person coming in, especially like in therapy. They come in therapy and tell me what their issue is. It's something about healing people that's just so fast. It never gets old. Everybody come in with different ailments, different injuries, but it's something about it knowing that inside I know that I'm going to be able to help them get better. And to me, it's just very satisfying. And I think that's why, I look at that and I say that's what Jesus did too. He came there and just helped people and healed people. And it doesn't get old. So no, I don't. So in other words, you feel like it's not like there's a load because it's not like I'm carrying anything. It's more or less like I got this information or I got this remedy right here that I'm just ready to give to people, if you get my drift. So no, it's not like a load is being taken off or anything like that at all. Look it up. It has Gina Carino and it's about Hunter Biden. Looks funny. Let's see. Check Cash David says MRM every day is a struggle, so don't let your mind take a day off. Oh no, it's weird, and it's what's strange is that y'all. It's weird, but it's more or less to me. I don't. There's no. With me, I'm just telling y'all. I don't struggle with nothing like that at all. I don't struggle because it's almost like you see things for what it is, and then you kind of looking around like how are y'all not seeing that? Like, wait, what? So like, honestly, thank God because of the things that I went through early on in my life. I don't struggle with anything. I mean, all this stuff that's going on in the world, it doesn't get me bogged down. I don't get depressed by it. I don't get like, oh, what are we gonna do? No, it don't get to me like that because I know that I'm in the right. I know that I'm in the right lane, so I'm not worried about it like that though. No, and I hope you guys are not either. Sally Brown says, thank you for speaking the truth. Appreciate that, Miss Sally. Would you watch the trailer for My Son Hunter on a reaction? Maybe. You know what? I will do that. I will react to that. MRM, I have been a watcher of your channel for quite some time, and you've always remained the same. I appreciate your quest for knowledge and truth. Faith over fear, says Robin Spellman. Really appreciate that, says. Really appreciate that. God put you to task, Ty, says Karen Smiles. Appreciate that. I know it. I know it. Let's see. Immortal Legend says, have you ever watched the documentary Enemy Within the Church? No, I have not, but let me write that down. Enemy Within the Church. Immortal Legend, really appreciate that super chat there. God bless you for that. What is the Obama picture going to be about, says Purpose for everything? I have no idea. I don't even know what you're talking about, sis. Let's see. Jay Junglist says, keep it up with the $5 super chat there. Really appreciate that, sir. God bless you for that. I just saw you today less than 5 minutes ago. Welcome to Asylum. I don't know who it is that you saw, but not all black people look alike. You didn't see me. Are you talking about on here, or you're not talking about in real? You're not talking about like out and about? Oh, your program. Okay, I got you. I was getting ready to say, I don't know who it is that you saw. My Son Hunter movie releases today. Okay. MRM, can you see my question? BM, yes, I can. Taco Online says, My Son Hunter movie releases today. Okay, cool. I think I already read that. Obama picture will be unveiled today at the White House. Just confused why. No, I have no idea. Admiral. Oh, wow. I don't want to read this. I don't want to read that. I don't want to read it. I'm not Admiral. You said there's a scene and I'm stopping right there. I don't want to read it because I don't want no spoiler, especially if I'm going to react to it. Draco, MRM, I DM'd you something really cool on Facebook. It'll make a great reaction. Okay, do you know where I can watch it free? Because I'm not giving them folks my money, says Lucky Looney. Okay, don't forget, if you're trying to get my attention to see your comment, you need to put at MRM capital or MRM, you don't want read my question. BM, what are you talking about? If this chat has been flying and you didn't do what I told you to do as far as putting the @ sign and putting capital MRM or trying to spell out, the modern Renaissance man thing, because it'll get highlighted on my end. So BM, for example, let me show you something. BM, watch what this looks like on your side of the screen. See that, BM? When you see that on your side of the screen, look how it's highlighted on your side. So if you did it that particular way where you put my name in, like if you put the @ sign and start to spell out modern, like I said, it'll bring up my icon and you click on the icon, type out your message and then hit enter. It'll be highlighted on my end. So the MRM part is not highlighted. I just try to catch that. Yep, appreciate the like button y'all pushing there. Again, I'm just trying to spend a little bit more time. I think I got about 1 more minute before, people start to lose their people start to lose their attention span and it goes away. So I'm just trying to hang in there before I move on to another subject here. I'm going to do some refreshing of my videos and everything too, because it seemed like you guys said there's a lag here. Admiral, again, I'm just trying to catch that, but send it there, Admiral. MRM, I just heard Jen Psaki emails were also supposed to be handed over. I hope so. I just like to see what it's about. Purpose everything says we appreciate your content. Appreciate the support, sis. You're welcome, Admiral. Everyone is getting placed for the reset. I don't know. Oh, I know what you're talking about. MRM, what about us boomers? You just spoke in a foreign language. What? MRM, you should also check a YouTube Gothics. She had a video. Jesus is the answer. A must watch. I'm surprised the video didn't get flagged. There was a time where when I went live on here and I talked about Jesus or anything like that, when somebody was asking the question about it, all of a sudden it'll start to sit there and, what you call that word? Look, I'm having a brain cramp. Buffer. BM, you say your question keep flying by. I'm looking for it, but I don't see anything. Yeah, I see MRM. Can you see my question? I'm trying to go back through this whole chat for you, BM. BM, I have no idea. I done went far up this chat and I see peace and be still from you. I seen too many people want to know it first and say it first and be right. I don't see it necessarily a question though. MRM, you don't want to read my question. You say you know the chat is flying, so MRM, why all these commercials today? I don't know. There are commercials on there. Did you hear a modder got banned for replacing the pride flags in Spider-Man game on PC with the American flag? What got banned? It's right above the Jan Jingles super chat. Okay, let me go up there and see. Okay, I see Jane Jungles, but I don't see BM in there, Fatal. Okay, let me go back and see if there's another one up here. Jane Jangles. I don't see anything from BM, though. Dude, it's weird me calling you BM, though, because we said it all day long. You're supposed to respect government authority, not have faith in government officials. I didn't see Bird Lady up there either. Okay, how you doing, sis Bird Lady? YouTube might be blocking my question. I don't know. Holly says, do you have an opinion on the Christian song that Kanye and Eminem did? I didn't even know they did a song, so no, I don't have an opinion. Ever been on Timcast? Would be a great show. No, I have not been on there. What's going on, Ryan from the UK? Are you on live or top chat? Straight Sith mail. I don't know what that means. Are you on live or top chat? I don't know what that is. Can a moderator ask my question? Yes, they can, but yeah, sure. Hey, you want some of this? It's the, I don't know what that word is. You do amazing on Timcast. Yeah, that would be fun. But if I was to go in there with Timcast, he'd probably get raided again. It looks like the question is being censored. Yeah, I don't see it. Great to see you, says Pamela. What's going on, sis? Double Brewski says you can make mods for PC version of games and a Spider-Man. Someone replaced pride flags with an American flag. Oh, okay, I see. No, I didn't know. I didn't hear about that. Why do people have to go against the grain? Did you see the Hunk for Jesus movie? No, I didn't see that movie. I don't think that's something I told my wife, oh, that's something I don't even want to watch. I just had no interest in it. I don't doubt it being websites. It's about DMs. Is what BM, you just said that. What are your thoughts on forgiveness and reconciliation? You got to be a little bit more specific on the ARS. I mean, I'm all about that. Seriously. What's going on, Amy Hamilton? I sent him a text. Okay, let me see what it says. Let me check it out. Kata. Sent the first 2 episodes of her work. She was on Twitch last night showing how she was putting together the third. I also titled the email with my channel name there, Admiral said. Okay, let me see what I have here. Kara. Wow. Hold on, that's crazy because that comment is not even showing up. On my end, it's not. Let's see. That is wild. You got old school. On my end, Kara, y'all think I'm joking. I told y'all this is weird. BM, you being censored. I hope you didn't do nothing wrong, but I'm gonna take a picture of it. Kara, that same exact thing that you sent me. Watch this. I want to see if we can post and see if we can possibly post it up there. That's crazy. His comment is missing. BM comment is missing. Okay. BM, you said, do you think the Dem plan is to fund MAGA candidates so they can bash them for being MAGA and then they can win and be a one-party rule? No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all, really. I think that no matter what, that's why I was calling out people saying that if people get into political realms for their own reasons, whatever like that, and you will hope that the reason that they got in there is to serve the people. But there are some people in there that like to make a name for themselves. They just want to be seen of men, gloried of men, and all things like that. But I think that there are some people in there, you're going to be able to tell by their motives and their actions what they're in there about. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to tell based off of what they do once they do get a position or get in office, what they've all been about. Taco Online says, my son Hunter movie released today. Yeah, I think I read that already. Okay, let me go back down there because I know there was a super chat in here that I just saw. Okay, Boy Kachina, however you say that, says, fear China's government. It sponsors division here, dumps fentanyl, steals jobs and kids' organs, corrupt our leaders, plans worse, boycott Satan. Satan been boycotted since the day he got his butt kicked out. Yep. Fatal, see what I'm saying? I told people that it's crazy, that it's crazy how they do that. BM, your comments, a lot of your comments that you probably think that you might be asking me, a lot of them are being censored right now because I just sent it to her. And if there was a way I can post it in here, I would show you. But no, your comment is not even shown. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all through the phone. Check this out. Let me show you the picture that I took through my phone. Okay, look. This is what Kara sent me, right? Look at this. Right? You see that, right? Now, let me show you what happened when I took a picture. When I took a picture on my end. Same exact one, but your comment is missing. See? But they'll say something like their AI or something like that, or their AI did something. Come on, get to somebody. That's why I told y'all. That's why a lot of times I tell people, make sure that you hit the like button, because I told y'all to do. Look, y'all people think it's conspiracy and stuff like that, but it's not. There are paid trolls that are in here. Even though there's 300 some plus people watching here, I can guarantee you, at least with my channel, I can guarantee at least a 50 to 100 of them are YouTube police. They're AIs and they're paid trolls. That's what they do. They waiting for something to slip out so this video can be shut down and they can say, oh, they did this, they did that. But no, that's what they do. So BM, I don't know if you've been saying some questions earlier or something like that, or I don't know if you made comments on other people's channels or anything like that, but they definitely seem to be on to you. Your question didn't even come across to me. That's crazy. Maybe you shouldn't have said nothing about a DM. Yep, and I am on Rumble as well, though. I'm on Rumble as Modern Renaissance Man. I have another YouTube channel called MRM Ministry. I'm on Instagram at Modern Renaissance Man, but the O in modern is a 0. I'm on Twitter at The Real Ty Smith. So Gary said, I just watched a comment get deleted and it was totally fine. Sad. Cindy says, MRM, there's top chat mode and live chat mode. Yeah, I got it. Mine is live. And the live is supposed to be like where all things, you know what I'm saying? All of it's supposed to be visible. At least that's what I thought. If it's not, let me check this again because that's crazy. No, mine says live. Mine appears as live chat. Anyway, guys, look at that. I done went over a darn hour and I wasn't supposed to. So I'm going to move on to another subject. Y'all stick around. Don't forget to, yeah, I heard about that double. I heard about that. I'm going to see what's going to happen on mine. But I'm going to hit on some more subjects here, ladies and gentlemen. And so y'all stick around. Just kind of, go off and do whatever you need to do. Whatever you have planned in your day. But just leave this tab up, right? Like once I get out of here, just go to my channel, leave it up there. Every now and then, just go and hit the F5 button or just hit the refresh button to see if I posted a video or I might be live or something like that because I know y'all not getting notified. So really, really appreciate the thumbs up. Really appreciate the love. Really appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me rant on about this. I might try another streaming service to see if I might be able to bring some of you guys on so we can talk about some things where you guys can kind of interact with me, et cetera, et cetera. But we shall see, all right? So let me go ahead and get this taken care of, folks. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.